Good evening and welcome. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello. My name is Michael. I look insane right now, and I'm obsessed with houseplants, if you couldn't tell. I promise I'm not usually this plant obsessed, but today is Halloween, so happy Halloween everybody. I hope you are having a fun and safe time. In today's video, I will be sharing with you my 10 spooky plants. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, keep on watching. Prepare to be spooked! I have categorized these spooky plants into 4 categories. And for the first category, we will be discussing my... What's the first category? Mythical creature plants. First on the list is this cute little Ogre Ear Jade Succulent. And of course, if you don't know why it's called an Ogre Ear Succulent, think about it. If you don't know what an ogre ear looks like, it looks like this. If you haven't seen Shrek, are you okay? So I saw this at Albertsons a few weeks ago, and I thought, that is a cute pot. Very Tim Burton-esque, which I love. So I had to snag it, and I was like, oh my gosh, ogre ear. I didn't even think of that as a spooky plant. But here we are, and I am spooked. So caring for this little guy, super easy. Succulents, don't overwater them. They do not like to sit in water. Let them dry out completely, of course, and don't water them until these little guys get a little bit wrinkly, and that's when you know that they're dehydrated and they need some water. Don't let it go too far past the wrinkly stage, because then you'll start dropping leaves. Bright, indirect light, and that's all I got for this little guy. Second on the mythical creatures plant category, we have the Venus flytrap. As a common name, I have no idea where Venus comes into play or what that even means. I didn't look it up. The scientific name of this carnivorous plant is Dionaea ginormous, I think. Yeah, I just got this plant. I have never had a carnivorous plant before, and I don't know anything about them, really. If you know any good tips, leave them down in the comments below. A few things that I do know. I think this will not survive if it's not in an enclosure. So you need a terrarium or something like that to keep the humidity quite high. Also, they require distilled water, like a calathea, and they eat your fungus gnats. So one thing, don't go in there and trigger its little spine so that you can see it do its thing, okay? Because imagine how much energy that takes the plant to do that action, and then it's done the action and you take your finger out and it has nothing to eat. And so it wasted all of that energy, and you're selfish because you wanted to see it, and now it's suffering because of you. So yeah, on that note, I don't think you fertilize these because the bugs are the fertilizer. I think. Again, if you know anything or if I've said anything wrong, let me know down in the comments. I never thought I would have a carnivorous plant, but I saw this at the grocery store. Actually, I got these two at the same time. Same store. They had their own little spooky plant section going on. But once I saw it, like the colors alone is enough for me. So pretty. And then it has freaking teeth. And he eats bugs. It's really cool. That's all for category number 1. For the second category of my spooky plant collection, I have creepy crawly plants. Snake plant. Snake plant. Snake plant. We have the snake plant, or Sansevieria, shut your mouth, I don't care about Dracaena. So we have the Sansevieria trifasciata, and I believe that is including these. This one too. And the variety of trifasciata, we have the moonshine variety with me here, and the Laurenti variety, I believe. I don't know if I'm completely correct, but I think so. The moonshine, of course, has a lighter green and almost a blue tint to it. Love it. Moonshine is almost Halloween-esque as well. Caring for a Sansevieria, if you don't know, they're super easy. They tolerate any light, and they love to be neglected. I first got this boy because I wanted a piece in my dark hallway, and I was like, well, what can I put in there? A Sansevieria. So I had this chilling in a hallway, and then I felt bad, so I put it in the window, and it grew this pup here, which is almost as tall as his papa. This has been growing just this summer. So if you want your Sansevierias to grow, give them light, give them light. They will tolerate low light, but they're not gonna grow in low light. For watering, very seldom do you water these. This one I water more because it's smaller and has very airy soil. It has a lot of perlite, and it's in the window. And it's growing this. So I do water it. I'm not going to tell you how many days because it'll vary with your humidity and your lighting and your soil and all of that jazz. So let it completely dry out and then wait some more. Wait till these leaves here are not as firm as they are when they're hydrated. When they're dehydrated and thirsty, these leaves get a little more flimsy, more bendy, if you will, and that's when you know you can water it. You gotta feel your plants, guys. Get to know your plants. Pay attention. This guy actually lives right here on this table, which is like 10 feet from a north-facing window that has a bunch of trees around it, and it's just not a lot of light. I do have a bunch of grow lights in here, but not over here. But it does fine over here. When I water it, I do put it in the windowsill for like 3 days or more, just because makes me feel better. Also, I don't want to get any fungus gnats or have the soil get moldy. If I just water it and it's sitting over here without enough light to dry out quick enough, it'll do that. So that's what I do. Number 2 for creepy crawly plants is, of course, my spider plant. Let me grab him. The good old spider plant. Scientific name is Chlorophytum corosum, I think. These guys, again, super easy plant. They tolerate low light and they do well in medium light to high light. No direct light, please. I'm gonna put this guy up because he's overtaking my life. And I'll show you this little guy. For watering, let it dry out completely. You can tell when they need water. This one does need water. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a little pale. It's not as vibrantly green as it is when it's hydrated. So I never even check the soil for my spider plants. I just wait till they're a little pale like this, a little lackluster, if you will, and then I give it a lot of water. So these guys are sensitive to minerals and salt buildup. Over time, it kind of collects in the pot, and that will eventually burn your tips. So what you want to do is leach it out. Just let it drain quite a bit. And I don't think it's necessary, but I do it every time I water the plant. So this guy, I probably water that with like a gallon of water and just let it go. So, and that really helps. When I did for a second have my hanging plant and I was sick of taking it down and leaching it out, I put a saucer underneath it, and in no time at all it started getting brown tips. So I guess you could use distilled water too to avoid the minerals and salts. So there's that. Easy to propagate. The little babies, snip them and put them in the dirt. They already have little aerial roots going for you, and yeah. Super basic, but a great plant. So spooky, too. For my third category, I'm very excited to show you my witchy plants. Something just broke. Is it still on my face? My witchy plants. Witchy plants, which consists of 3 different begonias. Now these I got from good old Home Depot or Lowe's. Same thing, right? Well, Lowe's is better. Yeah, they were labeled as Rex begonias, so that's what I'm gonna call them. I'm not for sure. And the varieties, who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? These plants are freaking stunning. I mean, don't you get the witchy vibes? That is straight witchcraft. I mean, it's got the spiral. It's almost like a Fibonacci sequence in nature, which is always amazing, mind-blowing. It's got the sparkles, it's got the twirls, it's got the colors, and the backs of these Rex begonias, you guys, they look like red veins, like a virus spreading through your veins. It's so freaking cool. So for these Rex begonias, which I wasn't really, let's not burn it in the candle, I wasn't really a fan of until I bought these 2 for my terrarium, because I was like, I know that they'll do well in a terrarium, so let's try it. And then once they started growing and I actually took a look at them, these are so underrated. And not only all that, but this guy, he has the fuzz, which is also kind of creepy crawly. Look at that new baby. Very cool, very cool. Did I show you the backs of these? So, to care for these bad boys, they like bright and direct light, lots of humidity, keep the soil moist. And that's all I know. Oh, and these, I don't even check the soil either when I go to water it. I just wait till these kind of go droop a little bit, and then it's time to water. One more thing, if you notice that your begonia is starting to lose its vibrant colors, that is a sign that it is not getting enough light. Or, I mean, if you want those colors, give it more light. I believe this one kind of turns purpley, the more light it gets. Oh, God, that's so pretty. And that's all I got for my begonias. Straight up witchcraft, I'll tell you. Our next and final category number 4, is dedicated to my Gothic plants. First on the list, we have a Croton. Now, I do not like Crotons. I think they're ugly. You know, the orange and yellowy ones. It's great for this time of year for fall decor, but I just have never liked them. I think they're ugly. But I found this black and red Croton, and I thought it was beautiful. It's really beat up. I do that kind of a lot. Sometimes I see a plant, if it has like such beautiful variegation, I get excited and buy it, and then I bring it home and realize it's covered in spider mites and it's kind of beat up. But we do have a new leaf growing right there. Care. I don't know a lot. Like I said, I don't like Crotons, and this is my first one. So what I do know is they need a lot of light. Also, good drainage and let it dry out. That's all I know. You can see here, it's lost a bunch of leaves. I assume that's from sitting in the store without enough light. Probably many other reasons. Probably the spider mites that were infesting it as well. Okay, so we're gonna skip ahead to this black velvet, okay? Black velvet. This is green. I'm telling you, this is black. You can't even like see through it. You know, like some leaves you can see through. They look kind of black, but you shine a light behind it, and then you can see the green coming through. No. This is just pitch black. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Crazy. Gothic as fuck. Oh, the scientific name for the Croton is Codiaeum variegatum. Alright, moving on to the Mr. Black Velvet. Before I got this plant, it was on the top of my wish list for a while. When I first got this guy, it was my first Colocasia, besides a poly, which are way easier to take care of. And I put it right next to a drafty window, no humidity, and it had like 3 or 4 leaves, and it dropped them. This leaf was the only one that survived. Since then, I have moved it into my room with a humidifier and lots of light, and it's given me 2 more. Scientific name for the black velvet is the Alocasia riginula. Probably saying that wrong. So this guy, it's really not too hard to care for once you figure it out. You don't want to let it dry out all the way, that's for sure, because it will lose its leaves. Let it dry out maybe halfway is what I've been doing, and it seems to do the trick. And then give it some water. Very airy mixture. I have perlite, bark, and sphagnum moss in here, and I kind of chopped up the sphagnum, mix it all up. So it's very airy and has great drainage, but it also retains a little bit of moisture. So there you go. Humidity, they gotta have humidity, or they're just really not gonna do that well. And they do like a lot of light. Not direct light. I have mine in front of some grow lights. It seems to do the trick. Pretty bright indirect light. To medium, probably. Low, probably not. And if you see the spottage in that big boy in the middle, when he was unfurling, there was a little nest of spider mites in there just hanging out. So it unfurled, and I freaked out and kind of smashed it with my finger, and that's why it kind of looks like that. So yes, you have to be careful with spider mites. Be sure to inspect your leaves, the undersides, every time you water it. Okay? Okay. So there's him. Spooky, right? Next on the goth list, we have this cute little ZZ raven. Or, I don't know, Zamioculus zamifolia, I think, right? Zamioculus, zamifolia. And this guy loves to be neglected. Just forget about him. Don't give him any affection or love. And his sick little brain, he will thrive on that. Again, this is a new plant for me. I actually was talking some crap on the ZZ. I didn't really understand why everyone loves it so much. This particular one, I really like the structure of it, just the singular stem there and its little leaves. When they kind of have more stalks and they're growing all over the place, I don't like that. But this, I think this is cute. And these leaves are black. I will say the undersides, you do see a green tint. What is that? I'm like, this ain't black. I see green. It's not good enough. What is that? Not as black as the Croton, but pretty darn close. Yeah, neglect this guy. They tolerate low light. I would say this is the most low light tolerable plant there is. Right? I think so. I remember the first time I saw one of these, I was working as a housekeeper. Let's just say housekeeper. And she had a raven in a bathroom with no windows, and somehow it was growing. I was baffled. Water, let them dry out, and that's all I know. It's just gonna like sit there and look cute for me. And spooky. I don't know how that hasn't tipped over yet. My next gothic plant in this beautiful pot, by the way. This is my favorite pot that I have. This is the... Oh, I forgot all of this was connected to me. I was like, what's poking me? We have the purple waffle plant. Scientific name, Hemographis Alterada. I guess. I looked it up. This guy, again, he's a new one. I just treat him like a Fittonia. I just wait till he droops a little bit, and then I water him. These like brighter light. You can see mine looks like it's fading a little bit because it sat there for about a week after I set all this up and didn't get around to actually recording the video till now. So make sure to give it some light. It has the beautiful purple undersides. And that's all I know on that. Pretty cute. It's really great. It's a great decoration, if you will. It just has a great texture, and the purple is lovely. And again, this pot is lovely. And I'm spooked. And for our final plant, our 10th plant, and our last plant of the Gothic category, we have Colocasia Black Beauty. And a beauty she is, like... beautiful. So beautiful. I recently got this plant as well. This is my first Colocasia. Scientific name is Esculenta. Colocasia esculenta. These guys like their soil to remain moist at all times. Don't let it dry out. They like a lot of light. These are usually outdoor plants, but I'm gonna try to keep it indoors. It's grown this for me since I've had it, so we're doing good. So lots of light, lots of moisture. I'm sure they like high humidity. I pretty much just treat it like an Colocasia, except for don't let it dry out at all. And these will droop a little bit when it starts getting thirsty. But yeah, this is one of my newest and most favorite plants because I cannot get over that green and dark maroon, almost black purple. Like, I am spooked. And I guess I did a little research. If you want big leaves, gotta fertilize it and they'll get bigger. That is it. Those are all my spooky plants for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got spooked. I hope you have a good Halloween and you're staying safe and having fun. If you did like this video, give me a thumbs up, man. Come on. Come on. If you haven't yet, think about subscribing. God, I can't wait to take this off. I hope you enjoyed sticks glued to my face today. Hope you enjoyed that. Feel free to subscribe. I would appreciate it. Trying to pick up the pace here with the channel. It's gonna be winter, so I'm gonna have more time. Ow. Yeah. And stay tuned for some more plant shenanigans. I'll see you later. Bye.